I've dropped everything, flown here and come running. Not out of fear, mind you, not in the least. In fact, that's why I've come, to make it clear. I'm not afraid of you. Now, what is it you have to say? I just asked you a question. Are you just going to sit there and ignore me now that I've driven all this way, dropped everything and stood up to you? Have you lost your nerve? Is that it? Would you recommend the salmon? Is that? The salmon. I'm not familiar with the salmon. I thought you might help me out. Help you out? That's right. I'm partial to salmon, but only if it's prepared just so. Bad salmon, I'm sure you understand. It's difficult to stomach. I don't go in for salmon. Well, even so, you might offer some general insight into the care with which this particular establishment prepares its food. You have eaten here before, haven't you? Yes. I thought so. Such a convenient spot for a quick lunch, perhaps. And you've never tried the salmon? No? That's a shame. It's really very good. I have tried it actually, several times. I've only just remembered. Yes, that's what I'll have. Yes, the salmon. You didn't call me here to talk about fish. Fish? No. No, not exactly, although Murray does like his fish. He still goes in for fish from time to time. Salmon, if I remember correctly. It's a shame you haven't tried it. A little bite? Perhaps you have and you've forgotten. He tells me you've taken to calling the office. Has he? Yes, he has. Well, he was probably worried you'd find out from one of the girls. Cynthia, perhaps. Such a sweetheart. Don't you think? Cynthia and I are very close. Yes. I adored her. We used to get along quite well, Cynthia and I. Would even meet for lunch. From time to time, although she never warned me. Never a word, you understand. Only that guilty silence. There's no question where her true loyalty lies. Have you ever noticed? Murray has quite a talent for masking his indiscretions behind little bits of truth. Don't you think? I'm sure you remember. I mean, you were party to it in the past. He's quite conscious of it, I know. In fact, he's probably bragged about it from time to time. Take, for instance, my calling the office now. Why tell you? What might motivate him to keep you informed? He certainly knows it won't please you. Why not keep the evidence to himself? Well, let's think about that for a moment, shall we? Perhaps my calls are an annoyance, and he wants you to be aware of them, you know, as a measure of his honesty. How does that sound? He wouldn't tell you about them, for instance, if we're taking to seeing each other on occasion for a quick lunch now, would he? Quick poke in the afternoon? Don't you think he'd keep the evidence to himself? I don't know, salmon sounds quite right after all. Perhaps just a salad at my age, you know. One has to pay a little more attention to one's girlish figure. What exactly are you trying to say? I'm not saying anything. I'm only talking. It's conversation. I'm sure you'd notice if there was something, you know, going on. An affair, if that's what you'd want to call it. Don't you think he'd keep the evidence to himself? No. No. No, certainly not. Would you like some wine? A dry white wine to go with your salmon? I assume you'll want salmon. That's what I'm having. I don't drink. No? Not at the moment. How unfortunate. A few glasses of wine and you and I could have shared some interesting stories. I have certain considerations. Considerations? That's right. I almost feel sorry for you. Does Murray know? I know he's always professed to want a family. To be perfectly honest, I never quite believed him. I mean, he's a bit too selfish for fatherhood, don't you think? Personally, I was always afraid the pounds would start to pile up and then he'd start spending more and more evenings at the office where he could pound out his frustrations on that big oak desk of his. Did you ever do it on that big oak desk? Stay away from my husband. There, you said it. It's all out in the open, all laid out, nice and easy. I'll have the secretaries instructed not to put you through. Don't you feel a bit hypocritical? I mean, I can't help it if he needs a good poke in the afternoon. I'm only accommodating him, really. I don't go out of my way anymore. I don't have to. Not that I wouldn't, don't get me wrong. I have certain considerations of my own. Not that kind. Don't be ridiculous at my age. No. It's much more urgent, really. I contemplated making contact with Murray for some time. I suspected he might be receptive to the idea. After all, it worked against me. Why not the other way round? But I just didn't have the impetus till now. I needed a little push, and there's nothing like a deadline to get the old blood flowing. All the juices, really. It doesn't bother if you think about it. You'd assume certain things, certain betrayals would become unimportant. Yes, the impossible becomes possible. It's quite remarkable, really. It's what I called for, to let you know. Thought it might expedite matters. I have nothing to lose and little time to do it. The salmon swimming upstream, you know. He left for a reason. Yes, he was lured away. No, you play to his weakness, I can do the same. It's not a game. But it is. It is a game. Cat and mouse. Only I didn't know it before. By the time I knew the game was being played, we were already in the thick of it. You'd already won. It won't be so easy this time around. He left for a reason. He'll remember that. Oh, honey, they always leave for a reason. You'll remind him one way or another. Well, I suppose I should be going as well. I have an appointment this afternoon and I don't want to be late. Oh, one question. Do you want to tip the waiter or should I? You know what? Don't worry about it. We'll just pop it on my card. Oh, one question. Will you tell him we met today? Will you?